Hey, welcome to Gone Rolling, where we all usually agree to play some D&D. Enjoy shenanigans. But first, this is a mini-series! Look at this! Whoa! And we have a friend here. Look at him! Daniel!
Woo! Hi, I'm Daniel. How's it going?
Welcome to our mini-series. I hope you're ready for tragedy, doom, and fire, and also funny shenanigans.
I'm ready to die.
Gotta be ready, guys. Gotta be ready. You can see more episodes coming out soon, but we'll just get you right into the story. So, we'll roll the intro. You guys, remember, you're in the party, but it was just stopped abruptly. The Jade Lord has called it to an end and said, go throughout the building and find something to do as discussions begin, and only those who are needed may remain. So, that is your cue to get the fuck out.
Bye-bye.
But as you're departing, Sochi, that sweat that drops from your brow, the hairs in the back of your neck, a feeling comes to you. A dreadful memory fills your mind. A girl stands before a door. A girl who sees the world and the beautiful blues of the sky and sea, and the greens of the hills and the mountains, and the golds of the beach and sand. And there she sees in the door a staff held by a man she doesn't recognize. But she recognizes the staff. Blood stained its tip still. And her world died that day. And that feeling of hair on the back of her neck and sweat on her brow, the knowing of unknowing the danger of the outside world. That fear old, an enemy or a friend that does not leave your shoulder, sits there again. And you walk, just carefully taking one step after another, the same staff from that memory in your hand. Let you guys depart the room. We'll say, heading towards a separate side room, a tea room maybe, to sort of speak on what you found out and discovered. Speak on what was understood. That hand was taken away from you, by the way. But the vial was not. As the machines rolled back into their boxes like toys falling backwards. But you guys have arrived to a secluded, smaller room. This place is meant for meetings, and maps are laid out on a great table here. What do you discuss as you enter the room? The door closes behind the last person.
It's just the four of us.
Just the four of you. A balcony looks out across the city as the warm glow of the setting sun has begun.
Wasn't that cool, guys?
I hope you were learning something with all that squawking you were doing over there.
I'm sure we will. Squawking? I'm not a bird.
What did you learn from the loud dragon man?
That he is really bad at remembering names. And what did I learn?
One, yeah, he's really bad at remembering names. He doesn't have great pronunciation as well. You would have learned that there's a lot of optimism, a fanatic optimism in some of these people, like overwhelmingly, but in a weird way, you feel a kinship with that, that optimistic take.
Yeah.
You know, but you also picked up knowledge of they are already potentially making plans to improve the capital city.
Our capital city?
Your capital city, as if they already have the right to build here.
You weren't just fraternizing to fraternize. Where do you...
Okay. I'm not, like, fraternizing with the enemy. But here's the thing, right? We are all scientists of this planet, right? This world that we live on. And clearly, he had some optimistic views and plans, separate from politics and whatever. He had a mind not too dissimilar to my own. He wants to improve the capital. He wants to make things better for people through machinery. But I understand your hesitation.
Of course it's hesitation. Your desires for a better place, a better world, whatever, come from a place of, not naiveness. That's not the word. I applaud your optimism because you do not denounce belief in other power. Their utopia that they bring to us, that they parade around like dancing spikes, comes at a cost. A cost so far greater than any mere stone or material. It's at the cost of our souls, our minds, and our bodies eventually.
You think the machines were powered by souls?
While they were doing all that,
Talking
I was doing
literal
some really quick
sense.
experimentation. I kind of quickly dipped my hand in, put it in my mouth to see if I
This
could.
is what you tried to get from the automaton.
Yeah.
So you probably got like 2 drops at most because you rolled so badly.
Yeah.
But so you're gonna like just dabble with it.
Yeah, just dabble with that, and really quick. And then the other thing is, with the last drop, I'm gonna spear it in my hand and kind of put a blood poison and smear that in as well, see if I get any reaction.
Roll a investigation.
This guy just eat Fossy.
Yeah, I did. I just went.
This explains a lot.
That's his first testing method.
15.
15.
Finally.
You touch your tongue to your fingertip, and on the tip where the claw meets that blue liquid, it sparkles and almost seems to evaporate in midair. As it touches your tongue, it tingles and bites at it, almost like the fizzing texture of some acids and poisons. But it does not make you bleed, it does not hurt you. In fact, it makes your tongue almost feel light, it makes your lips almost feel like light. It's a sweet, energizing feeling.
Carbonation.
At the same time, somewhere in this tingle, you swear you feel movement. You swear you feel knowing. Or at least that's how it works sometimes with some of the things you do. Sometimes you just feel things. And as you mix it down here, you mix it with your blood? Or?
Oh, it is like I have a blood poison to see. I have my theories, of course, about what faucet could be.
Okay.
So I'm testing with the blood poison.
You do that and you mix it together. And what blood would you have used for this poison? You just come up with something.
Not.
So it's not you've.
Like
It's
something that
a
poisons
poison. It's a
the
poison that affects
Just
blood.
blood. Okay. That's what I was trying to
Yeah,
get
sorry.
at. It seems to mix, and there seems to be like this little glow that appears where you rub it together, and then quickly but certainly the poison just sort of erupts into the atmosphere, turning to a colorless gas and disappearing, like it evaporated like water.
How fast?
It was very quick as soon as it took effect.
What changed?
Chemist, what did you find? Is it souls? Souls?
Does it feel any different now with this drop?
You want to just go ahead and down the rest of it?
Yeah.
Okay. As you lean over to, it's about now as you guys are like you were berating, this one. He wasn't really getting it. You guys turn, you see him like finishing up. He was testing some of this stuff. You down there. Your ears
Did your ears fall off?
They melt.
He's dead.
Oh my gosh!
He's fucking dead.
Good.
All of a sudden, with that single drop, you feel it go down your tongue as your tongue still tingles and your lips touch. It's like static electricity, and then you feel it go down your throat, and then it's there in you. And there's this quick moment where, like, your body just sort of shakes. Your fur kind of stands up and then lays down. Your eyes glint with this shine, and your claws and hands have never looked cleaner. You glisten with like a new cleanliness almost. That's it.
If you drink a lot of it, you're just gonna get cured.
They leak a material, something liquid, blood-like, but not quite blood. It is a strange empowering sensation. It tingles like a poison, and it does not seem to be affected by all poisons.
Tingle.
It's fascinating.
Tingle.
Just a drop of it enough for that sensation.
I have
and
a
a
vial
full
of it.
You have a vial of this substance.
Yes, I have a vial. What concoctions have you?
Poisons of all kinds.
Yes. Anything fiery?
Fiery, as an actual fire.
Yes, it lights a fire in your soul, or something of the matter.
He's taking the soul thing a little too literally, I think.
Nothing to burn a soul.
This is metaphorically, of course. I'm sorry
The
for the
concept of a
confusion.
soul trapped within what? This construct is absolutely abhorrible.
But you saw the intelligence of these constructs. There's no way they are just simply commands. These are
So
different.
I was speaking in a metaphorical sense when I spoke of souls. But are they? What do they do with the people that they obliterate? Have we not thought of that? They kill them, do they not? They slaughter them. Where do you think they put their bodies? Do they go into their machines? Do they feed their fire?
So
Kind of unclear.
Calm down.
Listen, I am a man of steel and stone and the grounded things. Let us not find some horrifying view of this.
But you are not to kill what you cannot consume.
You would know that to be a text boss saying, and in fact, a coiled chorus belief, like of their religious word.
Perhaps. But
You
in a
must.
metaphorical sense, of course. There's no proven concept or way to harvest a soul. They immediately go to the other world.
This information could be very useful figuring out what this is.
I agree.
Yes,
You
especially
must discover whatever that is.
if its
Do
bond
you
can be
think you could
corrupted.
introduce me to that loud dragon man?
Perhaps.
I may be able to find some things out.
Oh, you mean the one who forgot my name?
Yes. Do you think that he knew things about the substance? Was
If
Was
anything,
he just loud, or did he have something behind it?
no, there was a mind behind those eyes. Perhaps he had.
Did you
Like
take
one of our
note of who
companions.
might know the most about this sort of thing, or is he our best bet?
There was the sea elf.
That was one of our own people.
I would say talk to the Dragonborn.
Yeah, just please introduce me to the Dragonborn.
If anything,
and
he
I would like
seems easily
Sochi to come with us. I want to get him alone.
I'm sure I can make his acquaintance.
we would not be seen kindly if anybody saw what I was doing to get this information.
So you say take him in secret,
Yes.
against his will.
Yes.
Yes.
Kidnapping.
Yes.
Yes.
Making enemy of the enemy.
They are already our enemy. What do you think they're doing?
Khan believes this is a wise course of action.
It's one of their machines.
Oh my god!
It's one of their machines.
Yeah.
Perhaps you are right.
They are already
happening now.
soulless beings. They have sold their soul to this machine.
A machine is not this cold, unlovable
Maybe
thing.
your machine is not, but their machine is.
Fine, I will get a meeting with him, but
Thank you.
I will not resort to kidnapping or such.
You can leave that to
You
me.
do not have to.
You
do
only need to
anything.
introduce me.
Khan will take care of it.
You should continue to research after you introduce us, you two. Get to your researching, just in case I don't find out.
I will give you half this file. Leave the rest to me, please. I need to experiment with my machines. If there's some way to increase the output of power of this machine blood,
You should be figuring out how to kill it. To return it to dust.
the blood or the machine,
The blood of the machines.
it is
That is
not
the blood
living.
of their machines.
It is a resource.
Khan said it's
No doubt the
like
reason
blood.
they are here.
Khan has read rumor that it is like a blood, potentially of the god that powers them. These rumors are slightly unfounded, but the rumors are there. I believe it might be something that could be corrupted or even tainted to poison the army of machines.
If we can, it might be worthwhile to convince the Dragonborn to bring with him one of those constructs. Those things that dance and sang.
I would love to see one again, yes. I will find him, and I will convince him to bring one to us. I know I can.
If you could, I would like to meet him outside.
Give me
Somewhere secluded.
1 hour. And I step outside and look for him.
You're going to convince him alone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you give me half?
Yeah, that's half of me.
Bro, what's your charisma, ma?
Iotul heads out.
Okay,
+3.
okay, that's good.
If you look for someplace more secluded, you could try the Diamond House Gardens. They're quite vast and they're raised above the city.
So, gee, do you know of any these are your stomping grounds, young lady? Do you know of any secluded place outside that no one would really come across us?
Do I know a specific part in the garden? It's like
Yeah.
easily to hide.
There are some places that are purposely unkept, and some people say keep clear because there are purposely planted toxic plants. But if you walk the path, you know the path between them.
I do know a place.
Perfect. So I will have you come with me as we chat with this lovely gentleman.
Oh, and it's quite a large garden too, so plenty of space. Yeah.
And then I should be able to extract the information.
Understood. I will hold guard.
Yes, that's
While you do so.
appreciated.
Do you go with them, Con?
I will sit here and I will tinker with this blood.
Very well. So, you two will head off towards this secluded garden space. You will look for this green dragonborn and you will begin to experiment. As you two are walking down this hall, though, as you've made quite a bit of progress further down, walking past more tenants.
Do we have any way to communicate with each other? Like sending stones or something? Actually?
Unless you have a magical way, no. But you know at least in an hour, Ioto is going to try to bring, it might just take an hour to get him there, right?
Okay.
Yeah, we'll just help him bring him out to the
find him,
gardens.
convince him, bring him there. Yeah.
Here, you know what I'll tell probably before you leave? A snake will lead you the correct way. And then I tap my staff and it turns into a snake. And it goes
Jafar!
It is. So look for this one. He will lead you. And the snake turns back into a staff.
I gotta say, this is like one of the only countries where if you see a snake in a house, you'll think about killing it before you kill it, right? Because it's like could be one of the religious holy snakes. You know?
Is that a holy snake?
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to kill a snake now.
You have to pull out your guidebook, like, oh shit.
Fuck.
Which one's this?
That's
Red and black and black and red.
Yeah. There's like a barcode on some of them, you know, so it's just like, oh, okay, it's that one, you know.
Hey, little pet collars. Some of them are little pet
Sure.
collars.
So as you guys split up, immensely. As you walk down these halls, as people are moving by, Sochi's leading the way. Gym house courtesans, servants, and lords and ladies walk by. They nod to the High Guardian. They sort of sometimes sneer at you, though, as it is only the lower classes that really flock to your chamber. But there's a point when you two are walking down this hall where you pass through the great path, the great walkway to the central great chamber, where you have to walk over like a really wide walkway. And about that time, you actually cross paths with the High Mistress walking with the Admiral, as it seems they were in the process of talking with guards next to each of them, but you were trying maybe not to be immediately noticed, or just moving quickly, you know, do not be in their way.
Purposeful.
Yeah, purposeful. You hear a quick sort of like click of the tongue, like a, and Sochi, you know this to be the High Mistress. She sort of like, instead of saying, hey, she usually goes, you know, like that.
Hey, you.
You know, that's sort of like the hey, you she has. High Guardian Sochi. Forward, come here.
Then she steps forward.
She walks forward. Her robe like almost slithers behind her. It almost sometimes looks like it's a living cloth. As she walks towards you, you're just sort of there as well, you know.
Just an old lady.
Yeah. The High Mistress maybe doesn't give you like recognition, but she probably knows about you. And there's conflict between you two. Not physical, but like social.
Yeah.
The chamber does not follow the coiled course's path of worship at all. The chamber is very much its own thing, and it's very mysterious as well. It's almost like a movement growing through the populace. But Hymus just looks at you. Sochi, I would like you to bring your associates to converse with us and maybe seek some information from the High Admiral. He is willing to inform us of some aspects of the collective's fleets in exchange for transparency and moving forward in good faith. I request you and your knowledgeable associates there later. After you are done doing whatever you need, we'll be talking for quite some time. Meet us in the gold room.
Understood.
She will just sort of nod, and the High Admiral smiles and nods at you.
She purposely does not
Yeah.
look up until she's like out of the...
Okay. Walking by, the High Admiral... What's your passive insight?
16.
16. You can tell that he purposely takes a long look at you and just sort of like
I side-eye him.
nods to you too with a smile, and that's all. But yes, you guys will continue on.
Is that like a interest in who the heck I am?
Yeah.
Or like a...
Like you seem important, but not important like these people.
Yeah.
A new kind of important. You know, a unique important.
Like, ooh, can I use that?
No, it's just a curiosity,
Okay.
maybe. Yeah. But as you continue down this path, there's this point where you feel that whisper, that holy, sort of divine intuition that you have sometimes, where that sense comes to you like a boat hitting you. Like a boat hits you in your head.
About to get isekai'd?
Yeah. Oh! Boat-chan. Shrakoon. Anyways, you have a feeling that blood or that liquid or whatever the heck that thing is that the cat was putting in its mouth. If the island can destroy and consume many things, and you know it can. The island has that power. It has that power. He has that power. Consume and decay away. Just maybe the island can also decay that. It's a thought that comes to you like clearly, as if it was a message. Back to you real quick. I would like you to tell me how you're going to investigate this. Like, do you just chug it? Like, what are you going to do?
Take the rest of it. You see yours fall off again.
Again! I like the idea that he just has to
They
stick
just
them back
wither
on.
away.
They're fake, you know?
Yeah.
Bigger back.
He sews them back on.
Yeah.
Again.
But yes, I'm taking drops, but I'm trying it with different toxins that I have. But I do know I am trying to experiment and perfect the one toxin I've been working on for a while. That I've been given a lot of our holy toxins for.
Mm-hmm.
The toxin to kill a machine.
Mm-hmm.
It's not been perfected. But now that I have a chance to test it, I want to see how close I am and what I need to change.
Go ahead and just roll investigation for me. Are you coming in contact with this liquid, or are you purposely trying to not come in too much touch with it?
I do not care.
I like that. Go for it, roll.
Let it touch me.
I mean, whenever I work with Loctite.
He's out the window.
Chemist.
Super
Since
glue?
this is a poison, do I have advantage on this or no?
The blue thing? Faucet?
Or just like on testing and experimenting with
No.
poison? Okay.
No. Not yet.
What'd you get?
It's 5 plus 5.
If only I was in the room, I'd give you stroke of genius, but...
So what you're looking at here and messing with is this liquid seems to have the power to consume, or rather enhance and change. Yes, change. It changes incredibly well. You mix it with a poison from the legendary venomous flying bird of the Southern Isles, and there the venom just sort of solidifies, turning to like a black charcoal powder. It's different. It's not the same material anymore, and you mix it with the lethal and practically like legendarily dangerous venomous capybara poison.
Capybara?
Yeah.
The venomous capybara.
Those venomous capybaras.
The famed capybara of the Oto Islands.
That's Sochi's favorite animal.
Yeah, and it bubbles and hisses and quickly turns a different color. And before you realize it, the liquid turns to almost like a non-Newtonian goo that falls through your hands. It has a different smell, a different taste. It's strange. This material keeps nothing the same as it was when it touched it. It changes all.
It corrupts.
Maybe it is the secret to that recipe. Maybe it's the missing ingredient. Of course, you would need access to the other half of that, and you have long since been denied that, as it is a very rare and holy material, as the venom of Sva is not given out. Only the coiled chorus uses it in its most sacred rituals. It is rare and extremely valuable and extremely dangerous. But if there was a venom that could kill a god, as the legends say, with Sva's bite, in the great first war of the stars, where Sva bit down on the ankles of gods and felled them, then surely, with Sva's poison here and now, you could create something. Yeah.
Sva the ankle biter.
God walks by. Oh! Some god is just like, oh! No!
I am taking active notes.
Such as how...
But as I'm writing it, like some of the poisons have solidified. They change shape. As I'm writing it down, I will pick some of it and just go.
A snack.
It was like non-Newtonian, it's like bubblegum.
Yeah, I see how it feels like it's changed.
It's like going through his cheeks.
Yeah.
Casually just ingesting deadly, divine poisons.
Make con save for me.
Oh my god.
Alright.
Your con better be high, brother.
No, it isn't.
That's not high. That's a 7.
Ooh.
His constitution's just a +1.
Oh
Your
my
tongue
god.
tickles, your nose twitches, and then all of a sudden your eyes kind of burn for a little bit, and you close them. Then you open them back up.
You're in hell.
You're in cloud hell.
What you see around you is the room, but you see through it a little bit. You see through some of the walls. What has happened to you? What has this toxin done to you? You can see through some of the stone. This liquid, its magical potential. You have maybe about an ounce left. But yeah.
The save.
Very well. And that vision slowly begins to fade as you continue to study. Ioto, you walk down these halls, treading fast these spaces. Some people nod to you and like, hi engineer, hi engineer, hi engineer, hi
Engineer.
Then you see some people that are like, hi. They don't treat you the best in some of these groups.
They don't know the vision.
Yeah, but eventually you come to an open door, which is into a larger waiting sort of serving room, a dining room, and you see there some of the collective members drinking, sort of riding on things, taking some time. There's some musicians from the court of the Gemstone Lords, just playing some local instruments, playing tunes for them. They're like interested. And there you see the green dragonborn Heron. Sitting at a table, pushing his chair back and forth. It's not a rocking chair, it's just like up on its back legs every now and then. As it's like
their chair back.
looking at a paper.
Okay. Walk up to him.
Yep.
Say, Heron, good man. Heron the Baron, forgetter of names.
Yes,
Yes, you got it right.
You see on his hand just barely some ink. You might have written your name down.
It's understandable. You are not of this culture traditions.
I'm still getting used to all these pronunciations.
It's understandable. Only I understand how to pronounce your name just because I've done my studies of the different cultures of the lands.
Of course.
No blame here. Now listen, Heron. You and me, we could take some time,
Yes.
privately to speak and discuss these matters that we were speaking on earlier. I know we were interrupted by the great performances of your people, but just if you'd come with me for some just one-on-one time, I would love to pick your great dragonborn brain of all these great ideas you've had, because really I do agree with you about the utopian society we could create with machines once we unearth the ground and the metal and reforge it in our image. Yes, but there has to be a way that is well, not destructive, not as destructive as the rumors have told you. You understand?
I see. You are so fucking right.
Yeah.
I like your ideas.
Am I not?
You are so right about. I roll advantage persuasion.
Oh, sweet.
He's like, he's eating all this up.
One
more. 13 plus 6. Yeah, we're good.
Okay, it's 19.
Yeah, 19.
I could not agree more. I say, should it just be me and you?
I mean, I would just want to pick your brain. You understand.
It's okay. Some of these guys are smooth in the head sometimes.
Smooth brains.
I need not the ideas of lesser minds. You understand?
I completely understand what you're saying.
Everybody hears this and they're just like,
Us engineers, I of course also partially studied magical architecture, but we can also get into that. We can discuss and converse and come up with some interesting ideas after these negotiations are done.
I would love to share my ideas with you, and we'll to share some of yours, because I'm sure we have different perspectives on these machinations. Yes.
You're right. Well, I see no danger in this. Let's go.
Let's go.
I see no danger in this.
As he stands up, some collective member comes up. It's just he's coming forward. No, not you. Not you, Jerry. You're not invited. No.
Sorry, Jerry.
Sorry, Jerry. Not this time. Maybe next time, Jerry. That guy's such a lame guy. He specializes in plumbing.
No,
Jerry's gonna
Everybody needs
save
indoor
society.
no.
Jerry is the
Do
future.
not, do not talk so low of plumbing.
I did not say it was unnecessary. I said it's not the. I'm just saying it's not the most appealing of the engineering.
Very
processes.
true. It's a little bit shitty. So
Some people specialize in shit, and some people specialize in others.
yes, other things.
Speak poor.
Great machinations.
But it is
yes.
the most important invention.
I have the Melody Collective to thank for indoor plumbing.
Thank you, indoor plumbing, and everyone and every
Yeah.
social worker who does the horrible
Yes.
job of cleaning up our gutter systems. Thank you, sewage workers.
Yep.
God.
So he'll depart
Foundation
you.
of society.
Trust me,
They are.
You completely succeed on that. He's going with you.
Wonderful, yeah.
Yeah, and as
Oh,
you're
he's
like
so
walking
stupid.
through this path, what's your passive perception again?
18.
18? Yes, you do see every once in a while that snake up near the roof. There are like places where the roof is sort of like the walls come out a little bit and the roof doesn't line up perfectly because that's where some light shines onto sort of like art ceilings. And you can see every once in a while the snake kind of peeks its head over and slithers high like 16 feet up on these paths.
It's just this way, right this way. Well,
Of course.
There's a beautiful garden. We can sit down. We can talk ideas. Yes.
Sounds good to me. You know, I just gotta say, I wasn't always there for like stone masonry craft work of some of these buildings, but there are some areas that are quite impressive.
Oh, thank you so much.
course.
These are older than me, of course, but
yes.
I have done a bit of tinkering to them. Yes.
I see.
So,
And tell me, how long do your people usually live? Because I'm still trying to like get my head around talking turtles.
well,
I haven't seen much of the world before now, and now I'm seeing everything of the world.
it does seem that something about our greater minds than our ancestors seems to change our composition. Because of course you've known turtles; they can live thousands of years.
Yes.
But us turtles, we have about the lifespan of a measly human.
I see. Well, it is a shame, but us Dragonborn 2 cannot last the time that our ancestral dragons can.
It
What
does
a
seem
shame.
to be something that occurs with the evolution of
Yeah.
species.
But who knows what modern science will find out?
Oh, of course!
Aha! And then you guys, he'll start talking.
I put my arm around his.
Yeah.
Oh, we're best friends now.
Dragonborn.
We're best friends now. We're getting soft tacos later.
Soft taco. So,
He's about to get shanked.
coming back to you. I don't know that. Finishing this research, there is plenty to understand here, but nothing more to gain right now. Do you go to meet with the others, or do you go on your own?
I would go to meet with the others.
Very well.
This Dragonborn they talk about would definitely have a lot of interesting things to say.
Of course. And at some point, Ioltal and Heron will stop by the room where the party was being had before, and with Heron's sort of persuasion, with his persuasion, he'll convince one of the handlers of the automatons to sort of like bring like one of the like the minor gesture bots essentially with you, as like it's just like, oh yeah, so we can take a closer look at this one.
Yes.
I'll sneak it in for you, friend.
Thank you so much.
And yeah, you guys just continue walking. You, though, for one moment, Con, seem to think about something as you're walking these paths to the garden. These halls are so slick. These halls are so clean, so fine and colorful and rich. Not exactly what you're used to, though. This place can be overwhelming to some, but it just reminds you how this society is so outwardly weird sometimes. You tend to just not care what other people see on the outside, but they care so much about it. And you think for a moment about that time long ago when you first began to study. The ideas you had, the need to be pleasing to other people and need to be promoted, especially in this culture of Texva.
There's a bug.
Someone kills a bug next to you. In this Texva culture. The colors matter so much.
Did you get it?
You used to care about that, but since you got deeper and deeper into your studies, since those times when you took part in the more exotic researches and the things that wouldn't really go too well with some of these houses, these gym houses, you begin to realize that it means nothing. Poison can kill anything living, and maybe soon anything that's built to mimic life. It doesn't matter if their pockets are filled with gold, their jewelry's purple or orange or yellow. It doesn't matter if they're covered in mud or they eat rations every day.
Say grass.
Or grass.
There's grass eaters in it.
Those grass eaters. And you're so thankful that you now care not. Because progress is the goal. And the isles must be safe. And you will probably have to once again abrade against that need to please. Simply to help save these isles. You two arrive at the gardens in a secluded section that Sochi knows well. It is an old, sort of veranda. It is covered in flowery pink and yellow flower petals, flowers on deep dark green leaves that almost look like ivy, but those leaves underneath of them have hooked like spikes so small you can almost not see them. They just look like hairs, but brushing up against them creates a horrible rash. Some people in the Isles are actually immune to this toxin, such as turtles, but it is a place where few people tread, and a place for people to meet in secret. The gardens are vast and large, and the sun's orange glow peeks through some of the trellis work and the leaves. But you two are alone for a moment. Do you simply wait?
This is perfect. Is there a place that I can sit with him alone here? Try to find like a little...
There are some benches in this secluded little space. Some stone benches.
Perfect. Let's wait. Now, I noticed you seemed, uncomfortable.
About what?
Well, you know, when all the automatons were putting on their show, I know you were thinking about what does this mean for their combat with robots or whatever, but you really let it show.
It was a mistake. I will get better as time goes on. I am a holy guardian.
You certainly have strengths.
But I know that my outwardly projection rubs people the wrong way. As well as I do fear for this. Yes, that's true. And I'm trying very desperately to be like my father and to not let it show. Because if the people see that I am afraid, then they will get afraid. And fear makes people do horrible things that they would not normally do.
Maybe you should find a different way to lend your strength to the Isles. Something different from your father. Is there a strength with you?
I am trying to use the strengths of what I believe my mother once did with the coiled chorus. I have injected the great toxins and poisons. I have convened with Sva. I have done all of this so that I can gain strength.
And did you find it there?
You ask such strange questions.
Cutting away from that for a moment, as you say your last words, a mind in turmoil, in a mix of trepidation, fear, uncertainty, pride, and mixed frustration, you find yourself lost in thought, the memory of Zochi. You find yourself sitting there in the dark chambers, where the floor slithers and moves, where figures shift and speak in tongues. You see in this dark space a walkway that walks above the moving floor, that leads to a ring in the center, where a skylight beams down through that ring into a great depth below. In this dark room where the ground moves, there are snakes everywhere, slithering, binding, wrapping around those entranced in the toxic jubilation of the Lord's bite. They whisper and they speak and they commune, these seeing sisters, as they are called sometimes. You walk down this narrow aisle above the moving floor that is raised ever so slightly, walking behind the old gown of the High Mistress. Your younger self, timid, fearful, but ready to see, to take, to be. You look at some of these women and some men as they sit on the floor with the snakes wrapping their thighs, running over their legs, running across their shoulders. The black and green and gold scales of these snakes glitter with the holy divine beauty of the Lord. They speak in words that you don't understand, but you will. They said you will know, you will learn. As you walk, you end your path. There you stand with the older woman. She looks towards you, her wrinkled face, her eyes so sunken in, they almost look like black rocks in a leathery face. Child, you'll become woman today. Our Lord will bring you your boon. Your strength has been tested, and now you shall be tested last. For you shall rise and shed the old skin. Your high guardian has her before you, and your blood runs with her veins, and you shall rise. Your own path, a greater path. As she says that, she raises her own staff. It's similar to yours, but the green in it has turned dark, a deep, deep dark green. And she taps it to the ground, a ting, 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 rings out. And all those seeing sisters, they move around and they stop. Stop moving. Still, the snakes stop slithering. And then their eyes open. And the snake's eyes open. They were never closed. All the heads in here, scaled and not scaled, look towards you. Their glistening eyes off the skylight look at you with that golden yellow color.
Thanks, everybody.
There is more fear, but certainty. As someone in your stomach, you grab that fear, that oozing, ambiguous shape that bubbles and makes you not want to drink, makes you not want to eat, makes you not want to breathe. You grab it with your fist inside and you squeeze it tight. You squeeze it desperately tight because it has to be tight, and you squeeze it shut so it will shut up. And as you hold still for that moment, you feel a hand on your shoulder and you shift the cold hand of this woman with her nails uncut for years. She touches your arm. She turns you over and you turn around. That ring, that pathway you stand on that was led, it's a ring that's connected by one walkway in this circular chamber where all the snakes run below you, only about like a foot off the ground. But this ring wraps a hole that looks down into a deep blue water. into a deep blue pit of water. There is no bottom you can see, or there is no end, or you just can't see. But there, somewhere down there, you feel it. Movement, breathing in and out. You feel its gaze, and then you see it, the golden glow and the deep blue. It burns through the dark blue water, this golden glow. Somewhere beneath there, the eyes watch you. The sleeping mind awakes but little to see you as you and the bubbles from the water rise up. The water is 20 feet below you, but somewhere bubbles begin to rise, and there's this little rock pathway at the bottom in what is basically like the roof of a cenote, and you look into the water-filled sinkhole. You're up here, it's down there. There's a rock pathway that's leveled with the water. Someone walks out in a green robe that looks like it's just snakeskin all over it. No skin of any other kind shows. It's just a hooded cloth body suit. And from those bubbles rises a snake as it begins to slither on the surface of the water. Its scales glisten and sparkle gold, and they fade to deep green. And it slithers over to the edge where this figure in this green robe grabs it, picks it up, and it turns to a staff. And they throw it up. And in that moment, it seems to almost just float slowly up, never being touched by gravity until the old woman grabs it out of the air. She turns towards you. You take this. Your mother's reforged. It has been re-cleansed from their touch. It will care for you. You for it. Speak to it, and it shall speak to you. It has communed and come back. The ceremony is done. She reaches for your other hand. She grabs it tightly, her fingernails almost digging into your skin, her calloused hands feeling rough, and she brings the head of the staff down and it bites the stone for a moment, seeming to pierce your skin. Two blood droplets begin to form, and vein lines just sort of surge through your body itself, and then they disappear. The scar remains, and there you hear the of the voices around you as the speaking has begun again. The snakes have begun to slither, but now you hear their praise, their adulation, their congratulations. You thought it would go, but the venom, the Lord's venom, couldn't kill that fear. You come back to the garden as someone emerges from the bushes, a cat who's on his last legs. Tabaxi, Connor arrived first.
I come in, and I know that they had pressed earlier like a branch with like it's basically poison ivy.
Yeah.
I was gonna pull some off.
What? Stuck. Did you finish your analysis already, Con?
Khan has finished his analysis.
And what have you learned?
This liquid that these machines carry, Khan believes it to be raw magical potential. It is energy incarnate. It changes anything it touches. It changes. I do believe it. Khan does believe it to be the blood of their god. Changing, empowering, emboldening. There is a way, I believe, to kill it, to corrupt it. Khan does not have the materials necessary to do such a thing. You, on the other hand, do.
What?
Svar. The poison of Svar. The poison that can kill a god, kill their god, their constructs, their creations. Khan knows only you can get access to it.
Alright, out of character. One, turn the music down. And 2, would I have access to this poison?
You would know where it is.
I know where it is.
You could probably fool your way through some people, but normally it would be the High Mistress or for immediate priests that would be able
Can't
to
just
get access
waltz
to it.
in and be like, oh.
It is in the Coiled Sanctum. It is near, in fact, it is next to the pool. It is next to the hole.
Like, it's next to, like, the site.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
It's
one of-
commonly called the Mall, you know? But it is like the Den, or at least the closest that your people are said to be able to get to
Alright.
God. And there are vessels. So you haven't seen the process done, but there are vessels where this poison is kept in.
Okay.
This venom.
I know the venom in which you speak of. But such a task to gain such a venom is immensely dangerous. Here, I have had that venom put in me before. And you deal with blood magic, yes?
Yes.
You have vials, yes?
Yes.
Hold one out.
Take a point of damage. Just drink her blood.
Immediately just
No. There's like 1 or 2 drops of the faucet left. I'm just emptying the vial. I already tested most of it.
That's true. There you feel that cool refresh again.
Alright.
You tell me you only had 1 vial.
There it is.
Somewhere in you feel a cool refresh as you finish that last bit of faucet. You definitely realize that it has properties that seem to energize you.
It's an energy drink.
That's
Red Bull.
faucet. Crack
Red
it.
Bull gives you.
Yep. So just see if that helps for right now.
He will see if I can extract.
I will.
Of course, Khan knows that the best is to come from the source.
I understand.
The bomb!
No bomb. No bomb.
No, no bomb.
Playing a game. Playing a
It is
game.
time to wake up.
It's D&D.
It's D&D.
It's fictional YouTube.
I understand. And I will try. But for right now, use that to study.
Of course.
As you finish that statement, you guys begin to hear rustling and movement as you can hear the loud conversation. As you two are walking down this path, you're following the snake, you're trying to keep an eye, but you're walking along the maybe the edge of the garden, and this is a raised garden, so you can see the city beneath you. You can see smokestacks from houses, decorated in colorful buildings, some pyramid-like structures. You can see the great canal that leads into the port of the city and the great blue ocean beyond. The sun's golden orange light passes over the green mountains around the area. It is here that you can't help but think, once again, about those people down there. You have such a mind to improve, Iotil. And though you're being heavily talked upon by Heron, you really just maybe for a moment think about them. Your father made this glove. These people made this city. They are suffering. You have always wanted to make something better. Use the stone of the earth, make it move for other people. The water being unclean, magically cleaned with machinery. Has been a drive to protect this place as well. The threat was there and it's now protected, but in recent months, going back again and again, you just hear these stories, these people suffering again and again, being pushed to the edge, starving, fighting each other, buildings being burned, people disappearing. families losing mothers, fathers, daughters, sons, children, just disappearances. But you can only assume it's just, once again, the tragedy of your work not being done. If you could just get that, if you can just get what you need, the metals, the stone, those things you need, if you can get it out of this guy, and if you can get it out of the gemstone houses, you'll have what you need to build and build and build. Because if you build bigger, if you build nicer, if you build to better this world, you'll build so high no one can tear it down. Or at least, only you think you can do that. Because everyone else just keeps on seeing you in this young, naive light. But you just, even those people in the hallway earlier, it was
They don't have the vision.
Exactly. And Heron continues to talk about cleaning products and how certain soaps can be manufactured on a greater degree as the snake slithers into some bushes to the side.
Heron, sorry to interrupt you about your soaps and such.
It's a long process of conversation.
Stop here. You see these leaves here?
Oh yes.
Well, be careful with them. They're very
Will do.
venomous, poisonous, if you would say.
I'm glad I have a bit of a resistance.
No, well, me too. I wasn't sure about your kind. Not many
Now you
dragonborn.
know.
Yes,
The
great.
more we learn about ourselves.
Now,
each other.
I do apologize. I have to come clean. I have deceived you. This is not a private meeting of sorts with me. It is a meeting, and I would still like to pick your brain about such things,
I see.
But well, just follow me. And
Can you roll persuasion for me?
Dude, if I was this guy, my heart would sink.
I would be like,
Okay. What'd you get?
like, oh yeah, lead the way.
Come on, dude.
You should have just said nothing.
8.
I got like a 3 on an insight, so I'll tell you this. He's like, well, I don't really know how I feel about surprises, but I'll tell you this. I have the ability to run really fast, and I can even magically teleport sometimes, so it'll be okay.
Well, I'm not trying to put you in any danger.
No, of course,
I hope you don't think such of me. We are, again, minds of the same
I
type.
like you. I'm just not sure about these other people yet,
I'm sure my friends will think very highly of you.
Of course, and I'm confident that nothing will happen that jeopardizes the safety
Nothing
of
bad ever happened to
Exactly.
Heron, of course. So,
You guys.
I just lead him forward.
And Tom follows you, and arriving now from that conversation, you see the 3 of them.
Imagine my snake.
We probably heard them coming.
Yeah, we're giggling, we're laughing.
As they're beginning to before they really turn a corner, I like Homer Simpson. I just vanish into the ivy.
Okay, roll stealth for me. With advantage.
Ooh.
I'm sitting
Are you
on
gonna
like a
get the
stone
construct?
bench like a little old lady feeding the pigeons.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just hiding for now. That is a 26.
26. Okay.
Or should I grab the construct? Out of character, should I grab the construct?
No, this will be peaceful.
Okay.
So coming out is these 3: the automaton, the dragonborn, and Iotul, and then you 2 there, one standing, one sitting calmly. Oh, hello! It's a pleasure to see you 2 out here. I think I recognize your faces from the party. Yes, I do.
Yes.
I think I saw you leave with Iotul.
Ayothul, there you go, Heron. Very, very good. I'm very proud of you,
I'm
friend.
learning extremely fast
I
about this
stand
culture.
up. Could you look me in the eyes for a second? And I use
It's kind of hard
my
to see past the wrinkles. Okay.
I use my glasses of charm. What are they called? Eyes of charming. My glasses that cast charm person.
He's already charmed.
Wisdom save.
charm.
Yeah, spirals appear on the glasses.
I see nothing wrong here. That's
I'm a knitter.
Happy to be here.
a 5.
Oh,
You say nothing wrong.
Bruh, this guy is
What a
like.
pleasantly old woman.
Oh, thank you.
Pleasantly
young man.
old, not pleasant old.
Surely I should have not been worried about this old woman attacking me, more of this strong woman attacking me.
Well, she is here as a friend.
I'm
defense.
Testy. We're all friends here. I especially like you now.
Yes, I think you guys
You felt so horribly.
deal with the constructs, do whatever you need to do. I'm gonna take this lovely gentleman into the bushes over here that you don't mind. It disappeared for a moment.
I see nothing wrong with the bushes.
Let me just
I just like turn him
Only-
around.
Only good things happen in the bush.
keep them in one piece.
I push him into
Well, let's go talk over here. See you in a second, Ioto.
She is.
I'm sure I will, my friend.
She is quite the brave one.
As you step away, you step closer to this tree, and there you see on this tree in this garden. It's not well kept in this deep in the unkept area of the garden. You see a mold-like fungus that grows on the side of this thick wooded tree, where the fungus bubbles and liquefies. It almost melts the trunk. It gurgles and hisses and grows on the wood. Of course, only you can hear the gurgle and hiss. It's like a little song the plants can sing in this area to you, or at least that fungus sings. It has a slightly familiar smell to it.
Nobody can see this, but her eyes light up, and she's like, "Sit down," and I push him into the.
Oh, this is
The
a comfortable pile of rocks here, yes. So,
The feisty old woman.
so
Rare.
I do not know what we discussed at this point, secluded in
I
the
shove
space
this
of-
into his mouth. I just shoved some very bright green
Can
colored
you roll
mushrooms.
persuasion with advantage, please?
A snack.
Persuasion.
Like, this is very trusting.
Oh, that's pretty good.
18.
You're so fucking like the DC was like 16 and that, so you just like
Chew. Swallow.
I thought Grandma's giving candy, but Grandma's giving mushrooms or something else.
Yeah, that tastes disgusting. Just swallow.
Incredibly disgusting.
There you go.
I'm glad I'm immune to poison. Or resistant.
That won't help you.
I don't. You know, I have never tripped in a place like this, and in fact, this is my first time doing anything that is
Well, I'm about to
psychedelic.
find out, but how much do you know about the blue blood?
His pupils just dilate massively. His dragon eyes. Blue blood. What are you talking about?
Oh, whatever, I'll find out. Don't speak. And I pull out my scimitar, and I hold it against his throat.
The light shines amazing on that metal.
Hushek's great network will know your secrets. And I slit his throat.
Roll a hit.
Oh my
With
god.
advantage. With advantage.
What have I done? Why did I ever trust you?
Holy shit!
That's
my
18
God.
plus 6.
18 plus 6, okay. You.
Like an anime style?
he's like grabbing it, and it's like his muscles are so like softened and weak, and then the blood pools and the ground grows.
Technically, it wouldn't charm wear off when you attack. So
Yeah.
this last moment, he's like,
Oh shit.
Yeah, in that moment he realizes something. He's also like on these now.
yeah.
So he's like there. And his body, he feels it sink into the grass, and actually, the growth around the green, the blood, it's being devoured. The grass, the fungus, the mold in the area begins to cover in veins of almost like those white like mycelial veins in grass being to form on his hands, his body, around his neck, a lattice work of white fungus-like structures begin to form. And for a moment there, it's as if he's being cradled and birthed from the ground. And his eyes open slightly brighter, and there's this haze in them. He's there now. He speaks now the truth. And you feel a call. Someone tells you to ask him what you want to know. As it seems something, a blessing has occurred.
What is that blue blood?
It is called Farsec. Coming from the ground, found the foundational birth of the god of the machine. It whelms to the earth, empowers machines like nothing else. The voice speaks with another voice in it, as if someone hides in his throat.
Perfect. I'm gonna kind of like bury him a little bit so that nobody can see him.
As you begin that process, he actually stands up. He picks himself off the ground and tears from the mushroom and growth and fungus and mold and all that has begun to consume the red blood on the floor. And he rises, and there his gaze is dull still. Not yet.
Does he look normal? Or
Not
like
just yet, but then you see the slash mark on his neck? Those fungus little networks we need to stitch his skin back together. There is this understanding in you that the presence is in him, the blessings are in him, and the will of your lord, Hashek, the consuming fungus, as you know him, now puppets this body, using it as almost maybe a familiar of sorts, or something like that. He might not be fully dead yet, Heron, but he's definitely not alone. As he stands up and his eyes clear up a little bit, the only signs of maybe that happening is a little like scratch mark maybe, a little abrasion, and the subtle smell of the herb-like smell that comes from you all the time.
I envy you.
I'm with him. I feel him.
I do not know the questions to ask, so I think you need to come with me.
Let us go. Yes, I shall follow you. There is much to be done. As you walk back, he speaks to you quietly. The Lord asks. The Lord whispers, you see, you hear it, don't you? You feel a tingle in your ear. I hear it like trumpets. The song, it says to give the power over. You must save this land. It must be consumed. Yes, it must be consumed. This Farsec, it must be understood and devoured. But not by you, by the heart. The Lord will call to you. I will be there to aid you. Let us make this glorious thing happen for him. Let us join in the chorus. As he smiled and you walk back, and oh my gosh, they're walking back too. Rolling immediately for deception. Passive insights.
14.
13?
7.
Okay, we're good. As they walk back, and you seem perfectly fine.
He will share all his secrets. You can ask any question.
Heron! Good friend!
From
I have understood and seen quite a lot. Oh, hello there.
How long have you been here, friend? Buddy?
The entire time.
Now.
He hides well.
And would there be anything you would like me to share as a need for transparency?
Is all right?
I have come to understand that the best way to join in friendship is to join in honesty. And the wisdom of this woman made that clear.
Oh, wonderful. Well, I see no problems with this at all.
Can I make an insight check on
Yes,
this?
you may.
Everything's okay.
Shall I tell you how the automaton works?
Tell me everything.
That'd be I would
13.
really appreciate that.
Okay.
Let us sit down and study this automaton together, friend.
I agree. With a 13, she seems more like pleased and calm. That's only passively you can pick up off of her. His insight in him, though, just gives you like a dull calmness. You know, he's like, he's okay. You know, whatever she said worked on him, and he's now more willing to be here with you.
I'm glad that he no longer screams when he speaks.
He will cooperate now.
And these are the servos on the wrists. Look at these.
Oh.
It is a full mobility. Like as he turns the hand over and over and over, it does not stop turning.
Now, could you explain how does the thing break apart and come back together on its own? And
Well, it doesn't seem. These automatons were not necessarily my design. In fact, these are the newest models. I believe the Admiral had them made for the show tonight. They are quite advanced, but I still understand a bit of them, and that would be that, yes, they're Fossick engines. It pulls on the magnetic structures in the joints, and it channels magic to chain them together in an unseen way.
I've never even thought of using magnetism. I thought it was too difficult.
It is, but with certain magics you can bend it and use it properly.
Oh.
What about the war machines?
Yes. What about them?
Where are they? How many?
Well, the vessels do carry a complement of golems and automatons, and there are some rogue servitor assassins and drone servitors that repair vessels. So, the largest battle vessels probably come with a complement of 20 large golems, about 50 serving units, and the rest are made of drone servitors which pack nicely into foot-by-foot spaces. And that's probably coming to the total of, well over 10,000 drones in total. Of different sizes and varieties, but suitable enough to get any construction work done as well as military. The vessel complement is sufficient enough. And I assume that with reinforcements, you could contact, maybe in a few days could come more aid, but I'm afraid the Admiral is the only one that has access to that, as well as the navigators. They are the ones aware of certain movements of the troops.
These battle bots that you have, Khan wants to know, what are their weaknesses? What are they good against?
He sort of stands up and he stands up the drone and he's going to use it as an example probably. He looks at, well, it's very interesting that you ask. I have an idea of what their weaknesses are. Yes. If you had to understand, it would probably be... have you ever heard of a rust monster? Very vile creatures. They eat right through the bodies of our robots and automatons. But more specifically in general weaknesses, they do not deal well with the cold most of the time. It's quite a shame. Some of the joints of the older models just cannot handle it. Some of the newer models handle it better with their fiery cores, but any sort of dispelling can weaken them very much. Fossick is a very temperamental thing, and any exposed Fossick can even be erupted with chaotic magic if targeted. It's a great weakness that we're still trying to prevent with stronger piping and cores, but it's easy enough. If you can damage them enough, I assume you could get them to bleed, and then maybe with the right shot you could make them explode with chaotic energy. Though that's just an assumption, no one really catches on to that.
Fascinating.
I know, right? Isn't it all?
Truly a fascinating thing to try to use such an unstable thing to power a legion, a machine, an army of machines.
It is. It is. But with faith alone, they respond to any order given.
Is there no, say, backfall in case of failure? Any good engineer would implement such a thing in case the blue blood, the life blood of the machine stops working.
He said.
Fossick.
Only for our greatest machines do we really put that much thought into it because, well, it's so easy to mass produce some of these smaller units.
What are your great machines?
Well, there are some larger golems that are meant to siege walls and such, and some that can lift off for temporary bits of time and rain down like ballistas. We have some flying vessels that, no doubt you have heard of sky ships. Well, we have improved upon them.
Sky ships?
Yes, I assume the islands would have heard of them. You probably really haven't. Theoretically, though, there are vessels that can magically fly, but engineering-wise, it's hard to get that done. But don't worry. Fail-safes really don't matter as long as faith is there. Any of our clerics, the sort of clerical order of the Metallurgy Collective, because the blood of our Lord runs through them, they listen to the commands of the faithful. And to defy that would, well, be nearly impossible. I'd assume. It's never happened before.
What would be stopping such a machine from, say, if an enemy were to command it, and if they were faithful to the machine, say one like me, you understand, someone who believes in the machinery and all. If one of us tried to command it, even if we were on opposite sides, because you say it's the commands of the faithful.
I'm going to roll for this, because what you're eating at is a pretty good secret. And there's a moment where like his eye kind of twitches, and one of his eyes just kind of goes to the side real quickly, and then it corrects itself, and like a little drop of blood comes by. Oh, old eye problems. Oh yes. Well, as you see, every member of the collective carries one of these with them. And you see this little wrapped necklace. It looks like it would be a chain necklace. It has a chain on it, and it's a little metal capsule about that big. It could be hidden. You could even swallow it if you really wanted to. It's a little bit of Fosig encased in a vial. Any machine that is powered by Fosig recognizes one of its own, so they can recognize us as allies in combat.
One like this.
Oh, close enough, yes, I'd assume. Though the more powerful machines are given a bit more consciousness. They're working on a model of sentience now that I still don't understand. A fully autonomous unit of people. I think of calling them warforges. But we'll see how it goes.
Disgusting.
Yes, quite. You see the sun on the horizon is beginning to really set. The golden orange light is like penetrating like fire through the green leaves. And he sort of like looks at the automaton. Let me explain to you some of how this back part works. It's a spring lock system. It requires a certain key.
Can I try to... Because she's freaking out right now.
Yeah.
She's gonna see if she can just rip off the arm of this thing.
The automaton?
Yeah.
You move towards it and you...
So she's like inspecting it and just...
It pops, like it takes some force, but then it comes off. Oh, careful. The servos can have trouble sometimes. Oh, I'm fine. I'm just feeling a bit under the weather. I'm not used to your food, you see.
Oh, and we are in this place of sacred plants.
Of course.
You say you have poison resistance, but I'm sure some of them have been affecting you.
It's difficult sometimes, but
Please
hard to tell.
stop messing with the the machine. I'm trying to study it.
He moves a little bit closer to the machine. Hey, do not worry. It's pretty durable.
It works like a lobster.
That's a great analogy.
We were just talking about the key, though.
Yes, on the back you see, you hear this loud bang through the air, like a loud, like sort of crack of thunder, and it just sort of explodes out. You don't see fire or explosions anywhere, but instantly, like you sort of stop, and like immediately alert bells go off. You look for like smoke, fire, anything of the sort. You don't see it, but you do see color as green and red fireworks go off.
Danger.
As explosions of color for fireworks. Oh, fireworks! That must be a gift we brought for you. For entertainment to some of your gemstone houses. Colored flames in the sky for entertainment purposes.
No, you do not understand. This is...
Color. Danger.
The people.
The people will believe this is an attack.
I wonder... He stops.
They will riot in the streets, friend. You need to call this off.
He doesn't move. You see on his nose. Like a
Are
drop
you
of blood,
broken?
but not from his nostril as you say that. His hand comes up, and you see his fingers fall off. And you see his face just sort of fall over his head as you see that automaton, its porcelain arm split open with a blade so thin it could cut flesh like butter. We'll see you in the next one. And remember, no matter the outcome, always let the dice roll. Hiss! 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 Stuart, cut it!